Great. Really excited to be here and jump straight into the context of what we're going to cover. Like Vida said, it's going to be best free tools you can use for your business today to fuel your growth so that you can really maximize all of the growth opportunities and in this interesting AI economy that we're living in. So just to cover off, I'm an award-winning speaker and also founder of Growth in AI startup. Have been in your shoes plenty of times, several times founding businesses. I know how free growth strategies and tools are essential for all of us here. I've helped businesses grow and generate record-breaking sales and revenue in startups as well as globally brands that are very established. I do believe that I'm the right person to be here today with you. And what we will cover is a little bit of growth in AI context, then also best tools that are free for your growth strategies. It's a little bit of a workshop session where you actually have a chance to go and experiment yourself while we are going through it. So we can coach a little bit as well how to maximize the benefit of those tools. And I promise you will love them. They will become your favorite pet tools as a founder, as a leader in business. Then the last thing we'll do is cover some case study examples to make it really concrete and practical in your mind. There's a homework task after this workshop to fully employ what you learned. And if there's a little bit of time, we will also jump into Q&A session and a little takeaways discussion as well. So hopefully we have enough time for everything. I do tend to speak quite fast, so just keep typing your questions in the chat and others will help us to slow down and make sure everyone's on the same page. And I also encourage you to raise your hand on Zoom, ask a question. I'll see who's asking and we can make it a conversational workshop and it will land better for all of us. Usually if one person asks the question means 10 others had the same question. So be bold. This is my invitation to you. But yeah, so let's start with a little observation by Darwin, who makes a little insight about it's not the strongest or the most intelligent who survive. It's the ones that adapt the fastest to change. And I leave you with this insight and hopefully by the end of the workshop, it will make sense. But really a thing to declare here and mention is that we live in AI economy, whether we like it or not. There's a definite timeline that we've been going through, algorithms developing, becoming stronger, whether it's ads algorithms or search algorithms or social media algorithms. Everything we are doing in our business is now gate kept by algorithms, whether we use Google, LinkedIn, TikTok, ChatGPT, Perplexity, you name it, it's just of the algorithm that is redistributing who gets growth. In this stage of 2025 plus, we are seeing how powerful the algorithms are, and we are undergoing a growth redistribution currently. The way you've seen it in your sites is probably, so somehow my old ads are not working, what's going on? It means it's working for someone else. New algorithms are redistributing growth, and how can we maximize this new opportunity? Chaos is a ladder, and redistributing of growth is a huge opportunity for businesses who are getting new growth that has never been given to them before. The benefit of algorithms is there's little bias, mostly some rules you need to know, and you can leverage those rules. So it's actually a very open opportunity for people who adapt the fastest, leverage the rules the fastest, and there's less roadblocks and biases, if you will. So how can we adapt our growth strategies in this AI economy, and how can we get the most growth from algorithms? This is the whole topic for this workshop. The first thing we're going to take a look into is what are the keys to shaping digital growth strategy today? And the very simple takeaway, which I've alluded, sorry, I need to go to this right slide, is that algorithms, AI, machine learning are built on data. They consume just a ton of data, and therefore require a data-driven strategy to drive growth for your brand. So like never before, in order to wine and dine the algorithms, you have to be more data-driven. That's how you comply with algorithms. I hope by the end of the session, you will realize why data and your data-driven strategy is so important for algorithms. In fact, for algorithms to survive, they absolutely require a ton of data to remain smart, to remain powerful, and you can absolutely leverage this. So it will make more sense later. The key to shaping your digital growth strategy today is the algorithms built on data require data-driven strategies. That's what we're going to do today. I will jump into a few things, what algorithms need. What does it mean? They need data. What does that mean? I will jump into the overview of those 4 things, but we will not focus on all 4 of them because I've done that in the past and people said it was so overwhelming. So we will focus just on one of the 4 pillars. And I invite you to join for the rest of the pillars in the new year in other channels like LinkedIn events. But in essence, what do AI algorithms need to drive your growth is more content or more data. They need high domain reputation or good data about your brand. They need well-structured data. That means algorithm compliant data structure, all these terms. They just need well-structured data, okay? And then the last thing is they need just overall good presence of your brand in some channels. So they just need several sources of data about your brand. So you can see it's all data, but we'll jump into how you can make sure all those 4 things are really covered. So the one thing we're going to focus today in the workshop, so you can really make it fun and actionable, is this whole more content coverage. Algorithms became so much more powerful that they can consume way more content, and they need more content and data. It doesn't matter if it's ads, a social media post, or landing pages. What the algorithms do now is they consume all of that data. They decide, okay, out of these 10 social media posts, I will push this one to elderly. I will push this one to Gen Z. They're that good nowadays. So the old strategies, I'll just create one homepage, I'll just create one social media post a week, just doesn't work anymore. Like, you have to find ways how to be more clever with more content. And we'll get to that in a second, how that can look like. But more content coverage is a sweeping statement that no matter what are your strategies, you just have to find ways to increase quality content and volume. The way to think about it is quality content is king, but volume of content is queen. Without king and queen, you don't have an empire. So king and queen going forward. If something isn't quite clear, just raise your hand, ask a question, type it out in the chat, and we can answer it and make sure that it makes sense, because we're going through robust basics here. With those 4 pillars, you'll be able to explode like very fast. So going into the more interactive session, this is where I'm handing it over to you. You've shared your business taglines, and now I'm inviting you to type out or write out in your notebook, but please engage, otherwise the workshop will be a bit hard to follow. Please list 1 to 3 topics or keywords you want your business to be easily discovered for leads or your ideal customers. When that topic comes to their mind, they find you. That's your business, whether it's on LinkedIn, anywhere, it doesn't matter. Just list 1 to 3 keywords or topics. Please brainstorm your keywords in the chat to try think topics that are your solution topics, the thing you're selling or providing. Come up with super pain topics. What are the customers when they buy your solution? What kind of problem are they experiencing? Your customers are more aware of their problem and super pain, and they're less aware of your solution and how to do it and what works, what can they buy. So please try to list 1 to 3 keywords, topics for those 2 pillars, solution versus super pain, and you'll have a total of 6 topics.
Could you give us an example?
We're seeing quite good ones in the chat: female founder growth, or starting a business, original paintings, abstract acrylics, motivational postcards, severe health problems, longevity, healthy living. The more specific you are, the better as well. Easy language AI tools, creative French translation, copywriting. Usually people, when they think about a solution they want to buy or a problem they want to solve, they think in shorter, maybe simpler words like French translation or French copywriting. So you want to keep the topics quite simple terms to people who are less aware and have less expertise. All of the examples in the chat are fairly good examples. Women's health, healing your period, slow aging, environmental crisis. All these kind of keywords are quite good examples. And we can take like a few more minutes to think about what would you like to grow in 2026 for? What would you like to be famous for? Have every lead knocking on your door. Like, hey, I heard you're doing X. I'm here. Or, hello, I learned that you solved my problem, which is Y. So what would be those words and terms and topics that someone would be very keen to learn more or attend your webinar or buy? So once you feel like you have at least 2 or 3 good topics, we're going to go into this tool that is called Free Keyword Generator. I'm going to explain what it is first and then show quickly how it works. But feel free to also, if you are good at listening, multitasking, and all of that, feel free to go to a site that's called hrefs.com. Yes. If you go to this link, you can listen while I'm explaining, or just look at the screen for a little while and then we can play with it. So the Free Keyword Generator provides you those powerful algorithm data sets like Google's algorithm, Bing's algorithm, YouTube, Amazon. And what you can do is enter your topic keywords, problem keywords, pain point keywords, and you can even choose the country as well, which country you'd analyze. And once you've entered the keyword and chosen the country, you can find the keywords that are actually searched in real time in those algorithm spaces. So again, it depends if you choose YouTube, Google, Amazon. And what you will get as a result is a representation of real-time lookups. What's going on in Google? What's going on in YouTube? How many searches a month has this topic of yours received? You will also get how difficult is this keyword? Are there loads of businesses that cover this topic? If so, what exactly is the wording? Is there other wording you could use that is less occupied, easy to rank for, but still highly searched, like 100,000 searches a month in Google algorithm? So what this framework gives you exact wording and quick validation whether your topic is in your customers' minds. Sometimes the way you describe it is not how people search or talk about it. So it provides you alternative keywords topics you could target, provides you the volumes. And I call this tool, in layman's terms, like keyword and topic massaging tool. You go in there and massage your words, the way you describe it, the problems you describe, until you find really high volume, fairly low competition, and good relevant wording for your business.
Sorry, can I ask, is it in English only? Because they say when I select Germany, still get keywords in English. Could it be just they need to restart it? Or
actually, in Germany, if you enter German words, it should show German terms, so it is international. You can enter in German language, then it will work. A little demo is actually, I'll use a German example. We had a brand that was helping with STD health in Germany. And when we entered STD health in Germany, we found loads of keywords. STD health is not a thing. We're getting keywords that are very little in there. But if I remove STD health because I'm using English words, just STD, we're going to get potentially a different set of keywords. So STD, Kennzeichen, STD Lohnrechner, STD Rechner. And we get all of a sudden an extreme explosion of searches, like up to 10,000 searches for these types of terms. Easy to rank for because there's not adequate amount of coverage on these topics. And you get all kinds of other suggestions as well, like Autokennzeichen, STD. This tool is data-driven insight of what's going on in the market. Yep.
I also have a question.
Yep.
Hi. For example, you put a word, well, it's not, I don't understand this word, but it's a results show. Can you go back, please?
Go back to the finding.
The kitty, easy or hard? It means hard is really good, right?
Hard means it's difficult it's competitive. It means there's lots of coverage, like STD test gets a lot of coverage by brands. So it's going to be quite hard to rank, not impossible, but hard. It takes a long time.
What are we looking for? The easy, what word would we be using more?
Yeah, so in this case, keyword competition, keyword difficulty, easy is ideal because it means your brand has a first mover advantage with that specific topic and you want to prioritize high volume searches per month with easy keyword competition on terms that are relevant to your business. You can eventually break into the hard terms as well, or you can of course you target those terms but just have realistic expectations that there's so much coverage by other brands and you won't see instant results. Topic will be not as seen, or it will take a little bit more work to get. Maybe you'll have to buy ads on that keyword, maybe you'll have to send lots of emails to people on that topic because it's just traditionally occupied by other brands, if that makes sense. So is there anyone else who'd like to share their example keywords that they want to enter, ideally in English because I'll be able to type it out?
Somebody was saying that it's actually in Germany it's like STD is STI, so it's different, but at the same time we are English speakers in here, we're not German speakers.
Does anyone want to share one more keywords? We can go as an example. Do you have an English term?
Whilst we're waiting for that, the question is, does this also work on Instagram?
It does work on Instagram. This free tool unfortunately provides only these 4 algorithms. You can get YouTube algorithm is similar to Instagram algorithm because it's social media. There are other tools that focus on Instagram or TikTok and you can Google for those. Ahrefs recommended here is good because it's very large database, second only to Google. So they're quite reliable, but there's other tools you can use and I encourage you to. This is more like a beginner's groundwork, but make sure to make it relevant for yourself. So I'm taking Luciana's keywords on fertility nutrition, Google, United States, find keywords. Let's see what's going on under the hood in real time. Pennsylvania fertility nutrition, PCOS fertility nutrition. They receive just above 100 searches per month. But let's have a look at fertility just to see what's going on in that topic in general in Google and United States. So fertility between 10,000 to 100,000 times. Fertility test is searched between 1,000 and 10,000 times a month in United States. Is very easy to occupy as a keyword. And people care about that. They maybe don't know yet that they need fertility nutrition to help with their fertility concerns. Again, problem aware, not solution aware, very common with customers. Usually 9 times bigger pain point searches than solution searches. So just think about it from your customer perspective, and this kind of data tool helps. For example, fertility calculator, fertility clinic, or fertility centers, and or all these terms, you can all of a sudden, painful periods, a sign of good fertility. So painful periods, a sign of good fertility, are searched between 1,000 times to 10,000 times a month in alone one country. So maybe that's your entryway into this topic, and saying fertility or painful periods could be a sign of this or that. Here are some of the resources, guys, you can read about. Here are some of the nutrition guides that can help fertility concerns. So you guide them from pain point to solution, and you target their pain points because they're aware of pain points, not aware of solutions. So that's how powerful playing with this tool can be. It's free.
And I think this is really interesting, and people should really play around with words, right? Don't get hooked on your like French translation of fertility nutrition. Look at all the synonyms around those words, trying to identify the gaps or the areas you could own.
You can also start from high level. So let's say you're covering women's health, or you're covering French translation. Start from high level and dig into the specific words and topics from there. And you can, of course, use this product for 100 times. It's free. Again, it's not my tool. So the second tool we're going to step into is uncovering not just the trends, but also the tactics. So that's, once you've uncovered some of the topics, you want to understand what are the tactics that drive growth online. And the best way to do it is looking at your competitors. So you look at your 5 competitor brands' websites, and by entering their domains, you can check their traffic. And what that brings you is a snapshot of what's working for them, which type of content is driving the most visitors, most interest. So for example, if we look at this banking solution called Revolut, their number 1 most visited site is currency converter from USD to GBP, and it receives 63,000 a month just for that one page. And of course, that page, we're going to go into it. Let's say we're going to go into that page, explore what is on that page. Is it a lead magnet? Is it converter? Is it some banner that explains the service Revolut provides? Is it loaded with more useful resources? Whatever they are using as a tactic is working handsomely. So you can start to unpack your competitors' tactics and strategies to build your own that's better than what they have out there. So you can, 1, provide better service to your customer, and 2, compete for the market share. And it is competitive. It's getting more competitive. So that's another way to investigate on tactics using free traffic checker tool.
There's a traffic checker in the same website, right?
It's at Ahrefs, and I'm just copy pasting the link to you guys. It's ahrefs.com/traffic checker. If you enter a brand, does anyone want to volunteer their brand? We can do a live lookup.
That's your chance. Come on.
If you want to paste your website or your competitor's website.
SUS Wellbeing. Go, Julia.
Perfect. Let's look at SUS Wellbeing. And is that your own brand, or is that your competitor's
brand?
It's our brand. Okay. So suswellbeing.com currently, organically, is not discoverable. People are not finding your brand organically. What I mean by that is people who don't know the name of your brand don't discover you. People who know your brand can find your website and can visit you. That's great. But at the moment, nobody knows about you, what you do, or why you do it, if they don't know your brand name. And do you want to enter your competitor's brand? Julia, you would enter your competitor's brand. We can do a little live comparison.
I can see she's typing.
Okay, perfect. Julia, perfect. We'll stick with Julia's example because she was both fast and brave. And we're going to look into their competitors. What are their competitors doing? And usually, I like to joke, the competitors that are top of mind, coincidentally or not, are usually doing quite well in digital growth. But let's see if that's the case. So iamworld.com doesn't seem to be working as a website. Let's just have a look. Okay, I see.
I'm wondering if it's www not showing up and it needs the HTTPS.
No, I think there was a typo in the domain, but your second link might be providing it. So let's see, iamworld.com. Great. Okay, so now we see what's going on behind the hood with iamworld. They are not extremely big competitor. They're getting only around 100 visits per month organically. And the content that's driving the most visits currently is blog, biohack landing. Melissa is Lemon Balm, the ultimate guide. If we go to that website, it's receiving around 20 visits per month organically without businesses knowing the brand name. It has a description of all kinds of no thanks. That could be another thing. A little bit of description about why the balm is helpful, has relevant products featured to help with the problem, and then also similar content that should be explored in relationship to this topic. And then they also present bestseller products related to it, so as well as other call to actions available. So they're doing good structured content that's discoverable online and is attracting visitors in United States mostly and United Kingdom. And they do rank well for Lemon Balm, I Am, their own brand name, Kuma Acne and stuff like that. If you enter all of your other competitors after the workshop, you'll probably discover who's the actual digital growth leader. Sometimes looking at social media, you think the brand is bigger than they actually are. But either case, you can get that clarity, sample the tactics, build your own growth strategy based off of real data. So this is the second powerful tool that you can use. With those two tools combined, you can uncover trends and tactics. And that's really powerful starting place to build your content-led growth strategy, to increase content. And the homework I encourage you to do after this workshop is to go to those two websites, extract 10 topics that are high volume, easy to rank for, sample some tactics from your competitors, build your own ideas, and then launch 10 content landing pages, 10 social media posts, 10 webinar topics, 10 newsletter topics, 10 forum threads somewhere in Reddit, and see which one of the 10 gets the most signups, mentions, engagement, awareness, to gather the data from what performed well. So you use data-driven strategy to launch content, you test the content in all of those channels that make sense for you, and then you gather performance feedback from those algorithms and people. So you get a very strong next batch of content or strategies feedback. It becomes like a fully closed loop. In that way, I encourage you to launch that experiment with all of those channels that make most sense to you, because there is a new kind of winner, businesses who get increasing amount of customers from new powerful sales channels and LLMs, channels like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, all of those. You really want to leverage this new white space opportunity for your own business. You still have a chance to be the first mover. The 4 things they are not telling you outright, like OpenAI and ChatGPT and similar tools, they're not telling, is that LLMs became consultants to millions of business customers, and LLMs are a powerful new sales channel, currently worth trillions combined. OpenAI and others are starting a massive ads and marketing revenue stream that further confirms how much they are a sales channel because they refer brands to customers who query. And the last thing they are not telling you is what are the queries that are getting asked in ChatGPT and others, which you can't get publicly. But yeah, the businesses that are tapping into that channel, they're using more content on their website, targeting popular topics, popular super pain topics. They're getting customers that are seeking solutions. In some cases, they switched off ads, reported record-breaking sales, expanded globally because GPT is used globally. It's the fastest adopted product on the planet. The way they did it is they just put out 7,000 landing pages on their website, trained LLMs to send customers on certain topics, and are now getting billionaire leads, £80,000 worth deals straight from. And obviously, Marlo here that does integrate all of these tools and workflows and technologies is like a landing page generator that helps increase organic content to get leads from LLMs. We use some of the tactics we showed earlier with the tools you can use for free. If you want to scale your business to the next level, we can help if your search market is big. As a free invitation and a value add, I invite you to fill a form to start your growth assessment. You can do that by going to marlom.io, fill out a little form, and we can at least tell you if you can get a lot of customers from ChatGPT. Not every niche gets a lot, it depends on the niche. But yeah, I think that's how we can leverage the white space, and all it takes is to be more data-driven, more content-led, and really there's no blockers. There's no big man saying, no, you can't do this. So it's back in your hands. But yeah, so this is where I end a little discussion, and we can jump into Q&As a bit more, or whatever Vida wants to cover.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was really interesting. And I think those tools that you showed us is a perfect time to dive deep into them, considering that probably quite a few of us are in 2026 planning. I know some people were discussing, oh, I don't know, what's my inspiration? What do I write about today? This actually gives you informed decision of the topics that you could potentially own and grow and differentiate yourself against the competitors, and then measure that impact as you go on. So thank you so much, Jolanta, for sharing. That's really interesting.
Thank you.
I'll go for some of the clarifications mentioned in the chat. Whilst we're going through that, all ladies, feel free to message any other questions that you potentially had. So Julia was asking, what do you mean with landing pages? Are they sales funnels, blogs? Could you define it?
Yeah, so landing pages are similar to blogs, but much how we saw the example of the brand I Am World, they are a little bit more than just a blog. They are a commercially rich brochure. So yes, they do cover some topics like a blog, but then they add a ton of commercial value, meaning here are the best guides, here are the best products, here are the best quizzes you can complete to learn about your needs. So they are commercial landing pages that cover a specific query, topic, question, super pain or solution question, a frequently asked question, in depth with relevant commercial assets. So in a way, it's similar to a blog.
How do we analyze other channels?
Yeah, so the other channels where I showed the tool, what you can do, and especially in the free keyword generator, we looked at Google tool, which Google is powerful because they power Gemini and they power AI overviews. Google owns 80% of all internet searches and all internet real estate, including ads. But you can look into Amazon or YouTube. You can, of course, look for tools that are specific for your social media, maybe. But I can tell if you need social media, YouTube is fairly similar to other social medias, so it can give you a little, quite a fair insight. With this free tool you used, you can look at the algorithm that makes most sense for you.
Makes sense. Also, coming back to that German word, let's give you a case study. Alexandra is working with gemstones like semi-precious stones like rose, etc. And there are many people who are searching for healing stones, but in Germany there are strict rules, so it's forbidden to label them as a healing factor.
Okay,
However,
I see.
other competitors are still bound with this healing stones keywords. So how can she find words that are legally okay, but means the same, but I get customers on the page?
Yeah, so can you share in the chat what's the word for those stones?
Here we go, I'll share.
Okay, so great. And it means healing stone. Can you use a word that...
Which is forbidden. This is
Yeah,
forbidden.
and are there ways to call it mineral stones, or is there a way that doesn't say healing stone?
These are the other descriptive words.
And let's just extract the word crystal. There you go. That's a good high-level term. So if we look at a high-level term and unpack what's going on there, what are the topics and the searches, rather than driving with assumption, let's start with the highest level term available. Crystals. Okay, crystals, Suchten.
It's really hard because we don't speak the language.
I used to learn German in school, but it's buried under. But are any of these terms you read here, are there any relevant? Okay, MDMA, crystal in Imo, or Wasser, Kefir, Kristalle. Oh, okay, I think I know what that means.
Feel free to come off mute as well and we can chat. It's probably easier. If you want to, of course.
Are any of these terms relevant to you?
Yeah, so, sure. I just some issues with my microphone. I hope you can hear me well.
Yep.
Okay, perfectly fine. Hi. There are some crystals. Kristalle means crystals. That's perfect. Kristalle zwischen is like artificially making the crystals, so that's not what I'm doing. Edible crystals is essbare Kristalle. I think that's something else. Kristalle more means crystals in the ear, so that is referred to health issues, I guess. MDMA, also not my type of working.
But in a way, it gives you a little situation. Obviously, the topic itself of crystals is searched highly, like between 1,000, 10,000 times, and it's easy to occupy. So you can say, what are the different kinds of crystals? Which crystals make sense for which types of, well-being? You don't say health or healing. You say well-being and holistic. And you use the parallel terms to unpack your value offering. And as long as you are informative, not prescriptive, you just say, here are some guides, here are some products out there, and you're not prescribing a healing condition and a crystal to heal a condition because you're not a doctor. You can talk about well-being support, holistic support, and all of those things legally. And the way to do that is to start unpacking some of the topics, not just crystal, but maybe holistic well-being or alternative holistic. So all these sort of terms that are not healing, doctor.
And then Google links it. So Google thinks, okay, when someone is looking for holistic, whatever, then they are maybe interested also in healing stones. My page will be shown. Is it like that?
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. It links up in Google and other algorithms to say, we found someone who talked about this topic, and they bring you forward. That's the power of targeting high volume, low competition keywords, because you will be linked and pushed forward. Algorithms don't discriminate too much. They just want good content, good app authority. Those 4 pillars I mentioned, they look at 4 pillars. If you are check, they push you forward. That's it. They become your salesman.
It's very helpful. I love it.
It's a very empowering time we live in. The playing field is leveled. Only the fastest adapting, not even the smartest or strongest, will make the most of it.
Talking about being fast, we have 7 minutes left in this workshop and quite a few questions. This goes well because Kate Penning is saying, I need a team of people to do this if I only had more hours in the day. And then I think it links really well with another question that says, please explain again what Marlo does.
Yeah, so Marlo provides a platform that is so streamlined and connects to 9 search channels and 3 social media channels at once, and trains your own bespoke AI assistant that makes content production streamlined, unique to what you do, and requires 1/5 of the size of the team and no agencies, no ads. So we're really cutting some serious bucks here by just connecting all of the tools, all of the AI with all channels trained on your business data. So it's a very streamlined operation that businesses use and grow globally at a fraction of the cost while increasing the results. And there's going to be other tools that come soon as well. So Marlo is maybe the furthest in terms of LLM, getting customers from LLMs, training, especially if your search market is huge, you have a good chance at making most of it, and you don't need a big team. I encourage you to connect with me on LinkedIn or go to marlum.io and submit your growth insight, which you get for free with us. And
Yolanda, could you give like just 1 minute demonstration, maybe? Because Yolanda is the founder of Marlum, right? So
yeah.
She knows what she built and how it works.
Yeah.
I think because I've been using Marlin as well. It's easy to understand once you use it, but on the high level, it's harder to get.
Makes sense. We provide a space where you can train your own AI assistant. You get real-time insights into what is trending in your specific niche.
So whilst it's loading, maybe I can ask another question from Kate. Does it take away from writing your own post, or is it just the structure that you put in place? She's scared of losing her own voice if AI writes the post. And I think there's a lot of people who relate to that. Nobody wants to sound like robots.
Our platform converts your documents into posts. So you can, it's really slow loading, I think. Basically, we have a bunch of AI workers that convert your documents, use your products, your reviews, and connect everything to the correct structures. If you connect your products, your reviews, frequently asked questions, that trains your AI assistant. And then you have other assistants as well. Backlink assistant, page creator assistant produces an entire landing page. So you can put out real assets live. You still have full control of your own tone of voice. You can convert PDF documents into an article. And of course, the more you care about your content, the better. The whole process of from idea to ranking in all of the new channels takes a couple of minutes. You become discoverable basically in a couple of minutes we meet. And you have full control as well. You can edit content, choose different images. The AI assistant helps you like, look, we found these 20 products you should feature, but you can say, no, I don't want to feature these 10 products. I want to feature only these 10 products. So you just curate perfect piece in a couple of minutes, and then you publish. And once you publish, it goes directly on your website and grows your website. For example, if I go to this one content landing page, it's a rich landing page brochure. It's structured to include information about your business with all the relevant pictures and brand assets, adds relevant downloadable guides, shows relevant photos, includes most relevant reviews by other people automatically adds. So it makes it like a rich brochure that algorithms love. They love rich data. That's the whole takeaway. Data in, data out.
We have so many questions, Yolanta. I'm trying to cover as many as possible. Are there any other tools for smarter growth you could recommend to look into? Any other tools?
The latest sessions I'm covering go into other tools. There's 3 more workshops I'm running next year, part 2, 3, and 4. So I invite you to join that one, and just put the link in the chat. Please register for that one, and we can cover more of those tools.
I think it's better not to overwhelm yourself. Get to know the tools, play around, identify what works for you, and then move on to the next one. We actually streamlined the session into just one topic, because otherwise there'd be just so much, and then you end up doing nothing. Another question is, can you elaborate on volume is queen? Why is it essential to create a great volume of content, and whether it's true across all the channels?
Yeah, that's such a big concept, especially with powerful algorithms. They actually call it deep content. People who put out quality volume content will own everything, because you can effectively train algorithms to talk about your brand the most. What that means is they're really good at pushing out relevant pieces of content. So our challenge is to create best health for moms, best health for 50-year-olds, best health for postpartum, best health for premenopause. That's what we need to do now. It's not enough to say female health. Like, algorithms don't know what to do with that. They need, okay, she's young, she's 32. What might she be dealing? Perimenopause. Okay, let's push perimenopause content to her. So that's how it works, and that's how good you have to become now. And they call it deep content. So that's why volume is queen. Quality is still king, don't get me wrong. You still have to nail quality. So that's the short and long answer to it.
What is your best recommendation if your website is in 2 languages? You need to check out the keywords in both.
Yes, there are some solutions that provide translation, and you can create copies to both pages. If you can focus on just one market, expand well in that market, and then only then expand in another market, that's probably ideal. But there are solutions that do parallel translation. They're a bit clunky and complicated, but you can make it work.
Thank you so much. I think we're out of time now. Please connect with Yolanda. I dropped the links in the chat as well. You'll also have the follow-up email. Join her in 2026 for next round of tools after you play around with what's being discussed today. Feel free to connect with Yolanda as well on LinkedIn and ask any questions that you may have.
Yep.
And thank you so much for everybody. Thank you for your hour. It was quite a dense topic, I think, but at the same time, I can see a lot of value that people can get from it. If you have any final reflections, please drop them in the chat. Have a wonderful rest of 2025, unless I see you in Solar next week.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.